Well, thank you so much for joining Thursday night YouTube live. We're starting a little bit early. Just give me 1 second here. Now, for those of you who just joined, thank you so much for joining this, TikTok, live. And then we're gonna start soon. Live Center, and also thank you so much for joining from and through YouTube. We're about to start in 2 minutes. Now, so some of you joining this meeting or getting ready. Thursday night, action-packed. Not only, we have this YouTube and then TikTok, Facebook live stream with me today, but after this is Thursday night football, and then of course that you are waiting for dinner, and maybe perhaps really have a good plan for dinner. But thank you so much for those of you who's joining this Thursday live stream, TikTok and YouTube. I'm doing this multi-stream live. Thank you so much for joining this meeting stream. And then the way it is set up is that I can look at the questions posted by TikTok users, but you can watch this live stream through YouTube as well. So thank you so much for joining this live stream. Now, usually what I do every single week is that I start with keeping families together weekly update. And number 2, I do family-based processing time update. And then number 3, I will talk about marriage green card case. But while I'm just talking, if you post the questions, I'm looking at this side, then I will be answering any questions that you're posting today. So having said that, I'm gonna start with keeping families together weekly update. You know that on October 4th, last week, 5th Circuit Court and District Court gave us new orders. So initially, the 5th Circuit Court was scheduled to have a hearing on October 10th today, but it was canceled because the 5th Circuit Court say that they're not going to allow additional parties to join the lawsuit. And number 2, the 5th Circuit Court allowed District Court to continue the case. So sort of back to the basics or previous setting. And then according to, yes. So then Hamed asked the question, how long does it take for National Visa Center? I think that's your question. Send your case to interview. It's really up to consular post. Now, in terms of timing between National Visa Center approving your request, approving your case is called documentarily qualifying your case and interview. It's really up to, availability of consular post, right? And as you know that in some cases, you will have an interview with consulate or sometime with the embassy, but it's really up to, U.S. Embassy or consulate to tell you we're ready to schedule interview. So I will say this, in typical cases, when National Visa Center approve your case, everything, right? A64, civil documents, and DS-260, then usually interview will be scheduled 2 or 3 months later, typically. But in the case of Pakistan and Mexico, it's different story, right? In Mexico, you'll be interviewed in Juarez, and then you need to wait like 6 to 8 months to get interview scheduled. And in terms of Pakistan, unfortunately, we're waiting more than 1 year and up to 2 years, and then sometimes it's longer. So there is a little bit of variety in terms of where you live, and then unfortunately, Mexico and Pakistan, it takes longer for you to attend the interview after National Visa Center approve your case. So circling back. Now, keeping families together, parole in place. To summarize, November 5th, the district court will have a sort of, merit hearing with, ruling on motion on preliminary injunction as well. And then the court rule that this temporary injunction preventing USCIS from approving cases pending parole in place cases is scheduled to expire November 8th. So you can speculate the district court with this expedited hearing aim to complete trial process between November 5th and November 8th. So you waited this much, but I think that we're almost there. Hope that district court approves, or in favor district court. I'm sorry, the government, Department of Homeland Security. So that's the hope. I'm just looking at the list of questions that you're asking. It's a little bit slow for now. So let's talk about the second typical topics that I usually cover, which is family-based case processing time. Now, I just posted new TikTok video today. For those of you who haven't watched it yet, I have a really good news for you. Now, for those of you who are waiting, have a pending K1 fiance visa or thinking about starting fiance visa, I have a great news for you. I mean, this is like sort of like too good to be true. And then also for those of you who follow me on TikTok and then a little bit on YouTube, we have like too good to be true, fast marriage green card case approval by the USCIS between April and July of this year. And then K1, we're going fast, but more than ever right now, like, wow, is this really happening? It is really happening. So I will tell you this, we have two real cases. One spouse currently living in Philippines, which is like very common K1 destination. And also another fiance lives in India. Patrick say hi, Francis. And then hi, Patrick. Thank you so much for joining. Common, K1 fiance destination. I will include Thailand, Mexico. I mean, they're everywhere. Now, what happened is that we submitted 129F petition, which is like first step to start the K1 to USCIS. And then they're all assigned to California Service Center. California Service Center been very slow at processing 129F petition for quite some time. They started, hey, it's used to take 3 months only, but now during this COVID, 6 months, 1 year, 12, 14 months, 16 months, just like up to 18 months. It was really slow. And then they're going back to sort of 3 months the middle of this year. So 3 months with California Service Center for your 129F petition is really good, really fast. But you know what? 2 cases that I made a TikTok video and they uploaded YouTube and TikTok today, our cases, 30 days, a month. 30 days, a month. Just imagine yourself, right? You love each other and then you're not in the same country. Now USCIS approve your 129F in 30 days. It means that your entire K1 may be wrapped up less than 6 months and way quicker than 6 months. Excellent news. I'll circle back, but there's a question here. Now, I have an upcoming interview for marriage-based green card case. SB from SB. Any tips? Of course, I can, talk about this. I just wonder which state you're living at this point, and I wonder how long you waited for this interview to be scheduled. So when USCIS scheduled interview for you, Oklahoma, how long did you wait? I would say maybe 6 months to get interview scheduled. So when USCIS local field office schedule interview for you, then you don't know whether you're gonna be interviewed together or separately. It means, but now whether you're interviewed separately or jointly, number one rule, right? I'm gonna talk about the basics, super basic, but super important. Number one, both of you must attend the interview. It's not just foreign spouse, both of you, right? That's the basics. So it's absolutely important. Oh, I see. You know, our TikTok user SB, from Oklahoma waited 17 months. When you filed the cases in 2023, it's just taking longer. I'm sorry, unfortunately. But hope that your case is approved right after interview. So circling back, a marriage green card case interview, number one golden rule, both of you must attend the interview. And number two, make sure that you attend interview, timely. Do not show up late, because according to USCIS, if you show up late, it means that that's like one of the number one sign that this is a fake marriage case. So absolutely, go there early. Now, for our clients, I tell our clients, be there near local field office 1 hour prior, because sometimes depends on the location of the field office, like Chicago, finding parking spot can be challenging. Like there's no spot for you. I mean, you may use apps and all this, but sometimes wow, you don't find parking spot. And sometimes, if you have an interview in the morning, you like to take some time and grab some coffee and wake you up, but you don't have a time. So 1 hour prior to your scheduled interview, nearby field office. And then according to current regulation, there is no how soon can you enter all this? I recommend that you enter the building 30 minutes prior. So if your interview is 11, try to enter the building 10:30. Okay. Yes. So that's number one, right? Both of you must attend. And number two, be there early and enter the building early. And then number three, I'm going to continue on this topic unless I have a different line of question. Be honest and complete. Don't try to cover up and then try to make up the story. But it's really important. I made a TikTok and YouTube video about the top 5 relationship questions that they will be asking. And then if you fail to answer these basic but fundamental questions, officer may escalate types of questions and then make it more difficult. And then I'm gonna make another TikTok YouTube video about advanced level difficult interview, especially if you're interview separately. Now, Francesco, it said my 129, I think that is F, right? The K1 petition expired, delay. I'm not sure whether you're talking about 129 work visa or 129F petition. Now, you need to be careful. 129F petition has expiration. So it's not valid forever. Like K1 129F petition has expiration. Usually expires in 4 months. Yes, okay, Francesco, yeah, 4 months usually. Now, if the embassy or consulate assigned to you, doesn't schedule for you within 4 months, then it's okay. When you go for interview, they will revalidate your 129F. But if you're intentionally delaying, maybe perhaps you have a school to finish, maybe you have a work to do, probably not a good idea. It can be risky because you're showing your intent that perhaps I'm not sure about coming to US, because the K1 visa is about your visa to enter the US and get married with your US citizen petitioner. So if I were you, I wouldn't delay 129F. And then you said it expired. So talk to embassy or consulate and then say that, well, for this reason, hope that you have a valid reasons that you couldn't schedule interview. So just be careful. Now, and then one of you said that you filed I130 and then no response. It means that you receive a receipt notice, but nothing else. And then when you file I-130 petition alone, stand alone, then you may have a different sort of immigration case context, right? It can be you have a 601A waiver, or you are living overseas, CR1, or you have a pending removal, proceeding. And then there's a variety of cases, or your spouse may be permanent resident, but I'm just this we did, but they sent the whole package back to I see. So then you use not the real name, so I don't know how to say it, but looks like you have a CR6 marriage green card case, and then you submitted everything, and then because of the 765 wrong outdated edition, it was rejected. Usually when you send package to USCIS, and then it's case by case, but usually if one of the form has incorrect filing edition or form edition, or if you fail to submit correct filing fee, then usually that will be rejected instead of holding. But usually, that's the case. But sometimes holding could be rejected. So you need to repackage and submit. If you need our help, call us, right? Contact us, and then we can help you. I see. And then she said that everything was returned back to you. There is a good possibility that sometime when USCIS reject your application, they say something but doesn't tell the whole story. By the way, yes, she submitted I-130, 45, 765, and then you resubmitted everything, and then no receipt number. So when you submit your marriage green card case application to USCIS, usually if you include G1145, then you'll get text message, right? And then also, if you use the checks, then USCIS will cash out your checks. These are the two number one, number two actions taken by USCIS. Mailing you written notices will come a little bit later. And then check whether you submitted G1145, G as in George 1145. I absolutely recommend that you submit and include this because it's lifesaver. But once in a while, it happens. The USCIS, sometimes they're fast, but sometimes they don't handle, application correctly. Sometimes you submit everything, and for 30 days, you don't get anything. You don't get your package returned to you. Just nothing. They don't cash the check. They don't send you a text message. They don't, mail you any receipt notice. Nothing. Then when this happens, like for 30 days and beyond, nothing happens, then you should contact USCIS lockbox and then a report. And then sometime they will figure out, oops, we forgot about your case. Or it could be rejected. It can be the whole case rejection. And then if the USCIS reject your case, then it takes about 30 days. As you know, that there's a difference between rejection and denial, right? When the USCIS reject your application petition, they're going to send everything back to you or partially back to you. You don't lose the filing fee. So I'm going to check some of the questions that you're asking. Yes, and then so circling back to SB, our TikTok user from Oklahoma, before USCIS scheduled interview for him, they sent him the request for evidence for medical only 693. Looks like they didn't ask for any additional relationship document. That's usually a good sign. So, I would say like 50-50 chance that you'll be interviewed together or separately with your spouse. But it's a good sign that they didn't, ask for any relationship when they send you request for evidence. Okay. Now, Patrick say, hey, hi, Francis, ask the question now. So they approve Patrick's work permit. Good news about USCIS nowadays is that once you submit everything concurrently, I-130, 45, and 765, they approve your 765 really quickly. So congratulations, Patrick, with a approved work permit, and then you'll get social. If you don't have it, then you can apply for state ID and driver license. But his question is, how soon will they approve his green card application, or will they schedule interview for you? So the Patrick, you're listening now. So why don't you, I'm just looking at this, just tell us where you live, right? And then I'm just curious, how long you waited to get your green card, no, work permit approved. But work permits, approved really fast, really fast. Usually like 30, 60 days. You submit everything, 30 to 60 days approval. Now remember, 765 EAD work permit application review is done by National Benefit Center, not by where you live. So it doesn't really matter where you live. But if you have some complicated criminal backgrounds or like if you are like all of the places, not only in the US, but you're in India, Korea, and all these countries, then maybe it'll take some time for USCIS to conduct a background check, because when they do biometrics, when they capture your fingerprints, it's all about background check. They don't give you a work permit unless they clear that there is no serious criminal records on you. So Patrick, I'm just curious where you live. And then, yes, Sergio asks, whether he can expedite advanced parole. So this is a similar question that I answered last time. Now, if you have a pending 131 advanced parole, which is like regular application, it's really difficult to expedite. But if you haven't filed any I-130 in the context of marriage green card case, then I think that you should do what's called emergency I-131 advanced parole. So you call the USCIS and then make info pass, which is in-person appointment. And then obviously you need, family member emergency. Usually that's the only reason why they will approve your case. Like no vacation, no wedding, no job related going overseas. If something happened to your family members and in hospitals and serious medical condition, then it's better to do emergency advanced parole than the regular one. But as I explained previously, you're able to use it only once. Only once. So just think about it. Now, okay, the Deep asks, how long does it take to withdraw asylum? I just wonder why you like to withdraw your asylum. And then also, looks like you have a affirmative asylum with the USCIS, because when you have a case with the immigration court, which is a defensive asylum, it's more complicated. I just wonder why you like to withdraw your affirmative asylum. I will tell you this, I'm just guessing. You may have a marriage green card case. I'm just guessing. And then you're thinking that, well, marriage green card case is faster, easier than affirmative asylum. But think twice if this is the case. If it is the case. Why? Because if you withdraw your asylum and USCIS wonder like, why? I mean, you don't feel like a fear of going back to your country and then not subject to persecution. They may think that your asylum application was even like fraudulent, fake. So you need to be careful. So when you have a marriage green card case on top of pending affirmative asylum case or defensive asylum case, defensive asylum case is different because you need to terminate it. But when you have an affirmative asylum case with the USCIS, I tell our clients, you don't withdraw your affirmative asylum case. And number two, you don't go to your country. Remember that when you apply for 589, affirmative asylum, you declare that if I go back to my home country, I'm gonna be subject to persecution. Now you withdraw and then you go back to your country. Of course, country conditions change, but you need to be careful. So even if you may have a marriage green card case, I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't touch your affirmative asylum case. Now, okay, SB once again asking good questions about the interview. The question is, will your interviewer, right, USCIS officer, tell you if your case is approved on spot sometime? So I will tell you this. The individual officer who's going to interview you, right, only has capacity, authority to recommend approval. They're not able to approve your case. So the best case scenario would be, officer who's going to interview you may say that I don't see any issues. I'm going to recommend approval your case. And you're jumping off your chairs and say, there you go. Good for you. I mean, that's a good possibility. And then it goes to supervisors and then they review, make sure that there's nothing wrong with it. But that's the best case scenario. Sometimes they don't tell you anything. Sometimes they will say like typical remarks. You need to wait up to 120 days, and then we may get back to you and ask for additional information or document. But just hope that SB officer tell you, I'm gonna recommend approval your case same day. So hope that that's the case. Okay, now one of you asked, how long after you submit I-130 RFE do they receive it? Okay, I don't know whether this is a consular process I-130 or USCIS removal defense, pending removal defense. Now, when you submit the RFE, request for evidence, it's kind of, it's case by case. Sometimes USCIS doesn't acknowledge that they receive request for evidence, sometimes. And then other occasions, they say they receive request for evidence response and they're working on it. So it's kind of hard to tell. And then when they complete the review of the RFE, instead of saying that, well, we're going to sort of approve your response to request for evidence, they move on to the next stage. It's kind of hard to tell. And then typically, I-130 request for evidence, depends on how many you submitted, takes about 30 to 90 days for USCIS to review and approve. Okay, in our cases. I'm going to drink some water, okay? I'm just reviewing, one of, questions are popping up. Okay, now, the EL asked the question, I like this. What does booking a consultation with me look like? That's a good point, right? I say call us and, have a consultation. So now if you contact us, right, our team members will talk to you and ask what you're looking for. Sometimes you just need information. So for example, your girlfriend and boyfriend is coming to visit you with a tourist visa, and you're a U.S. citizen, and then you wonder whether you can get married and apply for green card. I'm gonna make TikTok, YouTube video about this, and you wonder like how soon can we get married and apply for green card? You need to be careful, right? Because if you get married too fast and apply for green card too fast, there will be some issues. So this is like information, and then we'll give you resources. Now you're ready to go, ready to start your journey, immigration journey, but you're looking for attorney, then we're gonna assess your case evaluation. And then we'll tell you how long it'll takes and how much it's gonna cost you. And then once again, related to EL's question, even though we're based in Chicago, we serve all 50 states because it's an immigration case. And if you're especially interested in starting marriage green card case, then, most cases, no interview. And then, we will be able to work with you regardless of where you live. So, and then when you contact us, our team members will get information and then provide what you're looking for. And then if you like to talk to me, then they will schedule, if you have a brand new case, family-based, then you'll get to talk to me as an additional free follow-up consultation. Now, for those of you who's, finding me through TikTok and YouTube, also there is like a booking app. And then if you like to talk to me like tomorrow, today is Thursday, tomorrow, then you can select the paid consultation option. And then if you select the paid consultation, $150 up to 30 minutes. And if you hire us within 30 days, it'll be credited back to you. The benefits would be you talk to me directly. You don't go through any team members, right? And I'll answer any questions that you have. So, it's good investment, $150. And then you talk to me. My $150 is quite affordable compared to others. They charge $200, $300, and then a lot more. But I like to make it more affordable. So I would be happy to talk to you. But you can also call us free, case evaluation with the team members because they're ready to talk to you. So thank you so much. Now, some of you, I'm just reviewing this, your list of questions. Okay, so a lot of you last time and today have question about 131 advanced parole, and then, need tech ask, how long does it take for USCIS to approve the regular I-131 advanced parole? Now we're talking, 131 application in the context of marriage, green card case, and other cases. Sometimes it takes long, up to 1 year, the regular one. So that's why I don't recommend advanced parole, because typically now, circling back to family-based processing time, for those of you who just joining now, the K1 cases, right? The first one, you start with 129F petition, couple of our cases approved in 30 days. 30 days. Like California Service Center, review our case and good, and they approve 30 days, right? And the marriage green card case used to be faster between April and July. Now it's still good, like 6 months. There's a good chance that you spend $630 for your advanced parole application, but you may get green card before you get advanced parole application. And then when the USCIS approve green card earlier than advanced parole application, they will deny your case. So you spend $630, and then most likely your advanced parole application will be denied because it takes longer than green card application. So I tell our clients, we don't recommend filing the regular I-131 application. And if there's a real family emergency, as I mentioned earlier, multiple times, I recommend doing emergency I-131 application because it's faster. Now, okay, so then one of you mentioned that you've been waiting a year after your interview, marriage green card case. Well, you need to sue them. You need to file mandamus lawsuit. And then I talked about this in different contexts. If the USCIS especially sitting on your case, many different scenario. In your case, waiting 1 year after interview, prime candidate. You submitted everything, nothing happening, only receipt notice and biometrics, no work permit, no interview, no approval, good candidates. Your spouse overseas, right? The spouse visa, you submitted I-130 and they're sitting on your case more than 1 year. I'm talking 1 year. Then you can sue USCIS. You file mandamus lawsuit. We handle many of them. And the benefits would be that you will compel USCIS make a decision, usually between 30 and 60 days of filing a lawsuit. What happens? The best case scenario, most common response, outcome, approval. Number 2, interview or second interview if there's prior interview. Number 3, the request for evidence. But based upon our experience, approval. So repeat one more time. If your case is pending with the USCIS more than 1 year, then it's time maybe you think about filing mandamus lawsuit against the USCIS for them to take action on your case instead of just waiting forever. Because you may try, USCIS service request, not going anywhere. I mean, they don't even look at this fast. And then even if they look at the USCIS service request, you don't get anything in return. You may think about our politicians will look after us, our interests, and you do congressional assistant. Sorry, whether they're Democrats or Republicans, they don't really help you. I mean, they will tell you what you know. You know what? In most cases, they will look up the USCIS processing time and they will share that information with you. They say that marriage green card cases will take 20 months, and that's what you need to wait. Especially election just around the corner. I don't think that, it's a good idea. So you need to take matters into your hands, work with a good attorney. We would be happy to help you. And then you submit and file mandamus lawsuit. Okay. I'm sorry. It's the Sergio said that I did not file 131 with your 45 application, but your mother got cancer. I'm really sorry. So as I mentioned, just type up, emergency I-131 in advanced parole. We can help you as well. You contact us, but it's called emergency I-131 application. And then it's really quick. But as I mentioned, it's a one-time departure and return. It's not multiple one. If you're thinking about submitting regular one and expedite, I mean, you may do it. The benefits would be you can live multiple times, but expediting the regular 131 is simply hard. It's simply hard. Okay, so I'm a little bit over 30 minutes. Now, just one of you say, I'm gonna go a little bit longer today. Okay, so Kyra, I hope that I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Kyra Bless said that if I entered the United States 5 days ago, can I adjust my status? Oh, I see. She's married to U.S. citizen. I'm just wondering whether you got married previously, because I think that if you entered the U.S. 5 days ago, you're not gonna get married like now, right? Within 5 days. So it kind of depends. If you get married too fast and apply for green card too fast, there will be issue. Basically the USCIS may accuse you that you had a preconceived intent to, get married and apply for green card. So contact us. We'll talk to you and we'll assess your options. If you do it correctly, then yes, when you enter with a tourist visa, then wait certain times, then you'll be able to adjust your status. Is one of you asked, how much does it cost to start a spouse visa? I mean, I don't usually talk about pricing in the context of TikTok and then YouTube. Just call us and they will assess your case. And if you have a case, then we'll talk about pricing. But our rates are competitive. We don't do pro bono when it comes to family base, but no, attorneys based in Chicago, our rates more competitive than those in West Coast and East Coast, and then like Texas and Miami. One of you asked, are you a U visa lawyer? Of course, we do family-based, humanitarian visa cases, removal defense cases. We do a little bit of business immigration. Even though I don't speak Spanish, we handle many Spanish-speaking cases because many of our case managers and paralegals and team members speak Spanish. So yes, absolutely, we handle U visa cases and contact us. Okay, SB still stay with us and ask the question about interview. And the question is it a good idea for him to bring the most recent tax return and then income documents? Yes, we usually include those because, in your case, took quite some time, more than 1 year for USCIS to schedule interview. So you probably need to update your tax return, right? Also, the recent earning statement not only show your U.S. citizen spouse earning capacity, but it's gonna show your address and your spouse address. So it's like relationship document. So it's a very good idea. I have about 4 minutes left to wrap it up. One of you say that your husband's in jail and then you're in UK. Depends on nature of the crime. Yes, U.S. citizen petitioner in prison, in jail, may petition for you. Contact us. It's all about why he's in jail, but there's other complications as well. Lacey asked whether we do pro bono for asylum cases. Unfortunately, we don't do pro bono. It's all paid, but our attorney fee is competitive, as I explained, compared to other places. And then depends on your financial means. We offer payment plan. So even though I'm not gonna go into like real figures, so for example, we have a reasonable down payment for asylum cases, like 1,500 to start, and then everything else will be paid monthly. So we offer interest-free monthly payment. So that makes affordable, even though it's not pro bono. Okay. So Lacey said, thank you. Yeah, just contact us and then we'll see what we can do for you. We offer what we call limited asylum representation. It means that we're going to work on your 589 application and work permit only. Depends on what types of asylum case you have. with the USCIS and the court. We offer full representation, pricing, and option as well. So we offer two options when it comes to asylum. Circling back to U visa, instead of asking you to sign up for U visa certifications and bona fide determination and then final U visa, we go step by step. We go with a U visa certification representation first. When it's approved, then goes to the next step. So we try to make it affordable. Okay, Chris has question of the day, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. Okay, I will just a lot of you asking good questions. So, but I'm gonna ask this. I'm gonna answer Chris' question. What is the biggest age difference that you know that has been approved? I'll tell you this. We're talking about marriage green card case. Okay, under Trump. So it's some time ago. So U.S. citizen wife was 65 years old, 65, and then her husband was 25, so 40 years apart. It was approved. We have some consular cases, K1, CR1, more than 10 years. It's all about presenting your case in very effective ways. So the age itself doesn't really make your case challenging. Yes, it's just one of the important factors. Okay, so I'm just here. Okay, so then I'm going to ask this question here. I just want to ask attorney, if I'm here now in the U.S., got married, but didn't yet send a green card. Yeah, so then once again, you need two important timings must be considered, right? More, okay? Now, when you enter, when you got married, and when you apply for green card. It's absolutely important, right? And then if terms come back, all this wait time may change. So contact us and then talk to us, and then we'll see whether you follow all this step, right? The timing of marriage and the timing of applying for green card will be done correctly. Okay, your contact. Okay, how to reach me? Now, if you look at our TikTok profile, you'll find a link, because I think that TikTok doesn't allow us to give you the phone number. And then YouTube, there's a phone, contact number too. But one of the best way you can contact me is to message me, right? I'm Dr. J Francis, right? Dr. J Francis Immigration. You message me individually. I think that TikTok message allow me to give you our phone number too. But if you look at my profile, there's a link, and then you can click. In fact, there's a phone number you can click as well. Okay, so thank you so much. Okay, you're asking, many of you are asking good questions, so it's kind of hard to stop now. So I'm gonna answer one more, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. Can you there's a couple of good ones. I'm gonna go with the easy one. So what is 693? So immigration medical exam. If you do adjustment of the status application, that's required. And then if you do consular process, it's a different form, but you need immigration medical exam. Now, one of you asked, if Trump's come back, will the process will change? I don't have any biases. I'm not anti-Trump. I'm not pro-Trump. That's not what I do. But it'll be more difficult. He's gonna make sure that both legal and then illegal immigrant process become more difficult. It'll be tough. But more than ever, you need to work with a really good attorney. So anyway, thank you so much for joining today's live stream. You can find me every Thursday, 5 p.m. Central Time, TikTok and YouTube. It has been my pleasure to talk to you. Just think about, the list of questions and ask, and then as you can see, I answer many of them, not all of them. I try to answer as many I can. This, format is exciting because, I can talk about so many different aspects of immigration, and then makes me really excited. So thank you so much.